Hey, how's it going, guys? The lineup that I have here is a new acquisition of mine. This is from Commando Lock, a military-grade padlock system. Really high-quality locks, as you can see. Apparently, they do definitely bolster their premium security designs. Recurve design to protect against hammer blows. You don't want anybody smashing your lock to pieces trying to get to your stuff. Automotive grade coating for the best weather resistance. Of course, if you're going to leave this outside, you don't want it to corrode at all, and make sure that it retains its strength through its entire life. Boron alloy shackle is 50% harder to cut than hardened steel. Interlocked and riveted under 200,000 pounds for ultimate strength. And this is the part that's most interesting, anti-pick and bump technology, industry-leading 10 security pins. I don't think you can actually see that. There you go. It'll finally focus right there. There are 5 different locks, of course, that you can see here. But the one that we want to talk about is this one right here. This is their Total Guard Ultimate. So this is the lock that comes with this shackle guard. And if we take our key, I'm just going to unlock this and open it up. One of the things that you notice is that when you actually unlock it, you can't actually get that shackle guard off. Now, the interesting thing about this design is that it is designed to be able to remove that shackle guard. So you probably want the shackle guard on there to make sure that nobody's going to go and saw through that shackle, even though it is hardened steel. Given enough time, you can probably get through that. But you can either take it off, leave it on, however you want to do it. The interesting thing about this lock is that it was designed with lock pickers in mind. It is the only one of these that is Locksport approved. One of the interesting features about this one is that once we insert the key, it's actually really hard to turn it to the unlocked position. I'm actually putting a lot of force, and you see it sort of snaps into place, overcoming a detent that holds it in that locked position. And even rotating it back to that lock position, I am beginning to put a lot of force onto that key until it snaps right back into place. I guess the idea behind that is to make sure that tensioning this is going to be extremely hard. So let's go ahead and put this into a vise, see if we can't get it open. Now this lock actually isn't as difficult to get into as you might think. Let me see if I can actually get some focus in here. There we go. So I'm going to work at it. This is a 40 thousandths Peterson pry bar, and I'm also using a deforced diamond in 18 thousandths. So let's see if we can get it open. So of course this has 10 security pins. It's a 5-pin lock. And let's see if we can actually hear and feel what's actually inside here. So that was pin number 4. Big click out of that. And I'm actually not applying huge amounts of tension to this tension wrench, even though I do want to try and overcome that detent. I can still apply relatively light tension to this lock while picking it before I actually start rotating it to that unlock position once I have everything picked. Checking pin number 1. Let's go back to pin number 5. So I have a serrated pin back there in slot number 5. I have a little bit of counter rotation in 4. Let off a little bit of tension and let it go home. Good. 3. I don't know if that's the core just bouncing around, but I'm going to move on to 2. And number 1, there's a little bit of counter rotation on 1. See if I can get that picked. That might just be me riding up on that tension wrench. So I'm going to go back to 5. And I'm just sort of testing every now and then to see if I do have an open. So 5 feels set. 4 feels set. 3, and we have an open. So that wasn't incredibly difficult to get open. I can definitely see what they were going for with their Locksport approved design. It was a little bit difficult considering that there were 10 security pins in there, but I guess if you're picking this properly, you should really only have to deal with 5 of those, which are going to be the driver pins up top. One of the interesting things, of course, these keyways are a little bit paracentric, but not all that much. I can still get that 18 thousandths up in there. If you're trying to use a 25 thousandths, it will be pretty tight up in there, but with an 18, it's not going to be all that difficult to get to those pins. So that's all I got for you today. Let's see what I got for you next time. See you later, guys. Thanks.